All right, it's that time again. This is an auction for various items. There'll be sometimes more than one item per item number. There'll be a description of the auction in the description box down below. Please do not wait till the last minute to bid. Look at the other auction videos to see what's going on, in case you're new. All right, first item on the list is H01. I showed this in a video recently. I was bifacing this. It's some sort of mystery rock from Colorado, right? It's a volcanic type rock. I'm offering it as a large biface for anyone who wants to reduce it down and deal with it. It's a 7 1/4 or thereabouts. I'm getting away from doing large items. That's why I'm offering this. Otherwise, I would be really greedy about this and keep it because it's a large piece. But I'm getting away from doing the large pieces because I really don't enjoy doing them. But I know other people do, and they do want these large bifaces. But this is not it. There's more. Also, under this item number, I'm offering this biface. Large piece of chert, Central Texas, heat treated, 10 inches long. It is heat treated to 400 degrees for 4 hours, and I was taking some spalls off, and it is flaking very nicely. All right, both of these should have a good ring to them. Let's test these out. That one is solid. That one is solid. Okay, so I'm offering these together under the first item number, H01. Okay. Okay, next item number, H02, is a collection of hafted points. This one is a reproduction that I made a long time ago of a hafted point on the cover of a Noel Justice book. I think it's the Southwestern Artifacts of the Southwestern U.S. book. Okay, exact size replica. These other ones are not replicas per se. They're just inspired by Native American artifacts. This one has the most creative license out of all of these. It's made of oak. It's a triangular point, like a Madison style, like this one, but smaller, and drilled out to accept a 1/4 inch shaft or thereabouts. I showed it in another video where I was describing how to make river cane arrows, I think, or I was just discussing how arrows were made in the past. Maybe it's not the river cane arrow video. No, it's not. Anyway, I'm offering this and these other hafted true arrow points. These two are in videos. This one is not. This one's a recent pattern, so-called pattern. But I don't need that. I'm pretty familiar with it now. I don't need it anymore. These two are in videos. They are hafted with natural pine rosin. Let's see, I think this reproduction here is hafted with asphaltum. This one here looks like asphaltum and gum base combination, and this one is a modern hot melt glue, I think. All right, but these are hafted with pine sap. These will melt in a hot car. This sap will run, so be aware of that. It gets very sticky and runny, and sometimes the arrowheads will be loose, so they'll be out of place. I think these have lost their alignment slightly because they have been in hot storage shed. So there's that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these together, grouped under the heading of the second item, H02. Okay. Let's see. Next on the list, I'm offering 3 antler arrowheads, different styles. This is a triangular shaped. These 2 are reproductions out of a book based on, I think, Jim Ham and Steve Alali's book on Native American bows, arrows, and quivers. I'm not sure. They probably are not exact reproductions, now that I think about it, but they are inspired by arrowheads seen in that book. I think it's volume 2, but it could be volume 1. Don't quote me on that. All right, but I'm going to make a bunch of new ones. I have the book as the inspiration for these, so I don't need these anymore. I just was saving them for patterns for future use, but I think I'm going to, since I don't have any items ready for this auction, I'm just going to add these in to see if someone wants these. All right. And these are all white-tailed deer antler. I think they're all sheds. They're from sheds, yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm going to offer this little arrowhead all by itself. I made a mistake in previous videos saying that this is a Danish style, but it's not. It's from the UK. Nice translucent chert. Not an easy style to make for sure, especially with a much longer bar, but this one wasn't too bad. The flint is, or the chert is good quality stuff, so it wasn't too hard. This one is 804. I think I did take measurements from an actual piece, because this was in my reproductions box. So I think it's pretty close to the actual size of one of these. All right, that's 804. Okay, H05 is going to be a bunch of drills that I have used in the past. I have personally used these to make arrows or atlatl darts with. Okay, so they have some wear on them. The edges are not perfectly sharp. They don't feel brand new. Okay, these 2 are for drilling out sockets for arrow foreshafts, and these are for atlatl darts, atlatl dart main shafts, to drill out the main shafts. And mostly what you use these for are to drill out cane or reed. It's hard to drill into hardwoods unless it has a substantial pith, so that the tip doesn't get dull as you're drilling. It's very difficult to drill into solid wood. Anyway, I'm offering these together. 5 little drill bits that I have used before. I'll make some more, and I'll use them in upcoming videos eventually. But for now, I'm going to offer these for sale. Okay. $806 is a collection of triangles. Now these are various, well, not various materials. I'm not sure. I think this is a chert. I don't know where I got this from. It's slightly translucent on the edges, but it's very similar to the first arrowhead I ever had. Someone gave me a Madison when I was little of a material very similar to this. So I made a duplicate, or I tried to come up with something out of memory. But I'm thinking this is too small for the one that I got. Anyway, these other ones are just triangles I had in my preforms box. They're all kind of thin and translucent. These are all Texas chert here. These so they are translucent, and I thinned them down, but I made these such a long time ago that I forgot what I was going to use them for. So I'm going to offer all these together as a group of triangles. H06. The largest one, 2 1/8 to the base there, 1 3/4 width on the barbs. That's the largest one. This one here, 2 1/8 long. All right. Let's see, H07. All right, I made a clovis yesterday. Someone wanted to see another clovis in the auction, so I made one yesterday. It's raw chert. It has hard spots in it, but I managed to avoid, to some extent, the hard center of this particular piece, but it's still a little steppy right there. Anyway, that flute went okay. This flute didn't go anywhere, but I wasn't looking to try to make it very long anyway. That's my story. All right, so that's H07, and I'm going to throw in the little mini clovis that I had that I showed in another video. I think I hafted this in another video called mini clovis or something like that. Anyway, these two are going to be offered together. I'm pretty sure they're the same material, but the small one's heat treated and the regular size one is not. This is raw. This one is almost 3 inches long by 1 1/8 wide. It's about average size for a clovis, a western clovis. Anyway, okay. So these are offered together as H07. Okay. Now I got some bifaces. These are all going to be separate. Excuse me. H08, H09. Let's see. And H10. Let's see. These two. Let me see if I can remember now. No, I think this is the only heat treated one. I think this is a raw Horse Creek. No. Owl Creek gray. I think. I probably should try to stop guessing on these. But this is a Texas chert. This is a coral blade. I had trouble with this. I made this a couple of days ago. I had trouble with this particular piece. That would not nap right there. So to be fair, I'm going to show you close up the problems I had, and so you can bid accordingly. This is not as valuable as something that's more nicely flaked, right? But it is a coral blade. The length on this one is 4.5 by 1.5. Okay. Semi-translucent. This one doesn't have much translucency. This one here is almost 4 inches. Okay, and this one is Rainy Buttes, and it's not heat treated, and it won't respond to heat. It's a silicified mud or petrified wood. I forget which one, but anyway, it has very interesting flaking characteristics. It's easy to flake in most cases, but sometimes I'll get into a spot that's difficult, like right here. This spot right here had a step fracture that was really high, so I ended up grinding it down somewhat, and it kind of creates a sheen when you grind it, but I just left it. I probably could have sent in another flake, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay, so this is Rainy Buttes, and this one is 4 7/8, and Rainy Buttes is not translucent. Okay, so that's H08, H09, and H10, and these are all separate. Okay, offered separately. All right, this one here is just a normal knife that you would find back in the day. Simple handle, simple blade. There's no hafting notches, there's no stem. It's just a teardrop shaped blade, very similar to that in shape, right? In fact, it's probably the same length, but this one's a little bit wider. This one is Owl Creek Chert Gray for sure. I wasn't sure on this one here. I can't remember where I got this, but I think this is also the same type of stuff, Owl Creek Gray, and they're both raw pieces. Okay, but it varies. This Owl Creek stuff varies from dark black to a lighter gray, and it has tan varieties as well. Anyway, this blade here is probably 3.5 inches long, unhafted, right? 1.75 inches wide. And yeah, back in the day, they would just make these simply and use only glue to haft these. And sometimes they put big blobs of glue on these, and sometimes they didn't. And sometimes they would use antler or bone for the handles. But for the most part, they were simple. This is Osage. The friend of mine who sent it to me said this Osage has been sitting in storage for 30 years, so it's well seasoned. And I left some of the original surface on here just so it could look a little bit more rustic. I didn't sand off all of the original surface. This one's H11. Sorry about that. Forgot to mention that. This is some of the original surface. It has a little bit of cracking going on, but they don't go very deep into the wood. And this side is nice and clean. But anyway, I like the look of that exterior surface, so I left some of it on there. Okay. H11. All right, so let's see. Okay, I've got one that I kept back from the last auction as a pattern, but I already made a tracing of this, so I don't need it as a pattern anymore. This is a poplar handle and a Texas chert blade, Edwards Plateau, same as this stuff that these triangles are made out of. Same stuff, Edwards Plateau chert. Okay, poplar handle. This is black acrylic paint over sinew and over modern hot melt glue. This one is also modern hot melt glue. It's not asphaltum based. The handle is Osage. I think I mentioned that. And I use modern hot melt glue mainly because I don't want you guys to end up spending good money on something that will get ruined if you accidentally leave it in a hot car or in some sort of hot storage, like a shed or something that will cause the natural glue to melt and run and get all messed up, right? So I'm using modern hot melt, which has a higher melting point. It's also stronger in the haft, so it won't crack and pop out, especially in cold weather. If you end up trying to use this and it's cold weather like usual hunting season is, the glue will not crack and this will not pop out. I've had that happen on hafted blades with natural glues. The colder the weather, the more brittle they become, and I've had points just pop right out easily in cold weather with natural glues. So something like this would be kept with the user and warmed up by his body heat, probably in cold weather, or used in warmer seasons, you know. All right, well, let's see. So this is H12 poplar handle. I was going to offer it in the last auction. Several of these were offered in the last auction, but I held it back as a pattern. But now I've got the pattern. I've got it traced out and everything. Okay. All right, let's see what's next. I made this one here. Translucent chert, Edwards Plateau again. And I hafted it to Osage 4-shaft with sinew and modern hot melt glue. I was going to paint over the sinew on this one, but I decided not to, so you guys can decide what you want to do with it, as far as painting it or maybe just leaving it natural. There is some scratching underneath the sinew on the wood itself. I think you can see that. I scratched that to imitate what they used to do in the past. They would scratch the wood where they would glue the sinew. All right, they would scratch it to present more of a better gluing surface. So that's what that is, in case you notice the scratchings on there. When you get it and not know what that is. They would do that on the backs of bows too, believe it or not, before applying sinew to the back of the bow. Now, I don't do that, but they used to do that in the past in many cases. They scratch the wood before applying sinew. Okay, so Osage 4-shaft, modern hot melt, but this is bison sinew. Okay, that's H13. Next one is the knife that I was working on, Osage handle, Owl Creek gray chert, raw. This is raw chert. This is raw chert as well. Okay, I just drilled a hole in here. I counterbored it slightly with a rounded bit, and then carved some lines in here to imitate a sun symbol. And I was going to paint the top of this, but I'm going to leave it natural for you guys in case you want to leave it natural or paint it with something. You can see the glue inside the slot where it is, where the base sits, where the stem of the point sits. This one is a total of 7.5 inches. And 1 5/8 wide on the handle, a little bit more narrow on the blade. Yeah, 1.5 inches on the blade. All right. And the last item on the list is a box of brogues and bifaces. So this is various cherts, flints, mainly from Texas, but there's some in here that are Horse Creek, I think. And a lot of these I have either bifaced out or broken. Some of this stuff is heat treated, some of it's not. This is some of the coral I used in one of the videos for a different point. This is the same stuff, coral. This is raw chert. I was going to use this as a pattern for preforms for little knives a long time ago. This is West Texas heat treated chert. Same with this one here. This is a piece of novaculite, I think. Some of this stuff is translucent. This is Edwards Plateau chert, similar to Georgetown. I think it could be, it's the same stuff as Georgetown, yeah. This is the Owl Creek Gray. This one here, I don't know what this is. It's not from Texas. It's probably hornstone. This is Texas chert. I think this is heat treated. Yeah, so there's various pieces in here, and I'm also including the charcoals from the previous video in this, and the clovis I was working on the other day on extremely bad chert. So I mean, it's not finished, right? I didn't try to finish it out. I just did the basic things that you would normally do on a clovis on some really difficult material, just to get back into the swing of things, so to speak. All right, this is Owl Creek Gray. This one I'm not sure. It's just a darker version of Edwards Plateau. Owl Creek Gray. Probably a piece of heat-treated chert similar to root beer. This one is more of a root beer color. Just a worked flake for cutting. This is some more of that Owl Creek Gray. This is just amoeba chert. I made a little scraper out of it, but never used it. So most of this stuff is Texas cherts. Some translucent, some not, some semi-translucent. Just a bag of brokes and bifaces, so to speak. This one is West Texas heat treat. All right, so that one is item age 15, last one on the list. Okay, so I'm gonna post this video. It probably will take forever to upload. As my uploads on my channel have been very, very slow lately, but hopefully not too late. And hopefully not too late. And I might post like a video before this. If it takes forever to upload, I'll post another video saying it's going to be late, but it should be on time. All right, that's it, and good luck.